When it comes to making mistakes in your classroom, that's a part of the process of learning and developing as a teacher. However, there are three key mistakes that I often see teachers make when it comes to classroom management, and that's what I'll be sharing in today's video coming up next. Hi, teacher friends. Michelle Holiday here. I'm a behavior strategist, and I help teachers, schools, districts, and youth-based organizations learn how to manage their students and their learning environments with less stress and less struggle. And today we're talking about three key mistakes I often see teachers make when it comes to classroom management. As I said before, mistakes are a part of being a teacher because we're learning how to hone our craft, we're learning how to manage our students, and we're learning how to manage our school and classroom environments. And because we serve people, little people, medium people, big people, things are always shifting and changing. But there are some mistakes that I see teachers make that are really hurting their ability to manage their classrooms well. So let's start with mistake number one, putting all of your management eggs into the school basket. Most, if not all, schools have a school-wide behavior plan that they expect everyone to follow, and you should be following it. However, if that is the only thing that you are doing, I'm telling you, you're going to feel frustrated and upset in your classroom. Let me give you an example. So what I see with a lot of schools is that they have the strategy or the intervention of calling the parent regarding the student's misbehavior, which is fine. But if that is all you have, you will be frustrated because each parent is different. So I will talk with teachers and they're like, well, I've been calling the parent like the school says. I've been calling the parent and nothing is changing. Are there some students when you call the parents, you see change immediately? Yes, I was one of those parents. I think my parents was one of those parents, but that's just not true for every family situation. But also, as a parent, I did not expect the teacher to only use me as their only resource to manage their classroom. Another strategy I would see is doing a referral or writing up the student, which is fine. Again, it helps with data, it helps you document the behavior, and maybe a trip to the principal's office may just be the thing that helps that student. But I'm telling you again, if that is the only tool or egg you have in your classroom management toolbox or basket, you are asking for a major challenge in your classroom. So mistake number one, stop putting all of your management eggs into one basket, especially the school's basket. You are going to need to have strategies that are classroom based that you use in your classroom, meaning it does not need the assistance of outside support for you to manage the behaviors. Is this true for all of the behaviors? Absolutely not. But for many of those classroom behaviors or those typical behaviors, you should have some tools in your toolbox, some strategies and some systems that help you manage the behaviors and classroom well. Mistake number two, using hope as a strategy. You know what? I'm just going to come to work and I just hope that everything works out. Oh, the administration, they know what's happening, so I just hope it'll all work out. Oh, I've written 3 referrals, so you know what? I just hope everything works out. Once again, that is an option, and you're free to do that. But if you're looking to thrive and not just survive in your classroom, hope cannot be the strategy. It could be a mindset, it could be a motivator, but it is not your strategy. You need to put some forethought into how you address student behaviors. Instead of just waiting for the behavior to happen, why don't you plan for the behavior that's happening and look at what can I do in my classroom to help me address those behaviors? And if you're saying, I don't know what to do, you are going to have to take some forethought into how you address student behavior. So that may mean research, reading articles, watching videos like mine, or signing up for my free newsletter because I'm always adding strategies in there, going to professional development. I offer it. Maybe it's being offered at your school. It can't just be, I hope it'll work out, or I hope they'll be kicked out of my classroom. It's just not a realistic and viable option for where we are. And the third mistake I see teachers often making when it comes to classroom management is that they focus on the problem and not the solution. I was like many of you, where it's like, the students are calling out, they're disrespectful, they're out of control, they're chaotic. I was there and I was always focusing on what they were doing as opposed to what I could do or what plans we could put in place to help shape the behavior or gather some data to help get them in a better placement. I am not saying that you should not be aware of the behavior. I'm just saying you should not be focusing so much on the behavior that you leave strategies outside the door or for someone else to do. I do believe that most strategies for our classrooms are effective when there's a team approach, but sometimes we don't have the team to work with, so then it becomes something for you to address, at least in the beginning. So start to focus on the solution. What is your classroom management system? What are some strategies that you can do in the classroom? How can you increase motivation in your classroom? What are some go-to responses that you can utilize to address the behaviors in your classroom? All of these things are strategies that lead to solutions that will help to reduce the behaviors. And before you come for me, Michelle, you don't understand the behaviors, you don't get it. I absolutely get it. I just chose to come at it from a different point of view. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do as well. Stop putting all of your management eggs in the school's basket. Create a basket or toolbox of your own. Stop using hope as a strategy. Use it as a motivator, and then begin to implement strategies consistently and strategically. And start focusing on the solution or ways to reduce misbehaviors and increase the behaviors you want to see in your classroom. What are some mistakes that you have made or you see other teachers making in the classrooms? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.